This year, I'm participating in the 3rd annual Big Bot Bash, held by Bill Making Stuff. I have my generator and my virtual dice. So, the head will be human, the arms will be wires, the body will be moldy, the legs will be rockets, and the flavor is killer. I decided to combine all of these aspects into a story for my sci-fi world building project, so I hope you enjoy. There weren't other bots like RP5. There were other Reparator models, of course, which roamed free over the planet like it did. But no other bot woke up in the middle of a lunar cycle just to watch the stars. No other bot fell behind on quotas after spending 0.9 seconds too long to study each flower. RP5 looked and observed the things the others did not. It noticed the way the red grass moved. It saw the fear in the eyes of the tiny aliens it was sent to destroy. It saw the way they hurried to their burrows, scrambling from the billowing clouds of poison which flowed from the Reparators' tanks. It saw ancient clutches of fire birch trees shrivel and die, succumbing to the acid sprayed from the bot's hands. RP5 looked past the green sky and imagined its home planet, the one it did not remember, where the humans had made it. It had been blasted into space along with 50 other bots. Upon arriving, they formed into groups of 5 and scattered across this new planet, then got to work killing. Killing was their mandate, to kill the things which would make life uncomfortable, irritating, or strenuous for its new owners. They needed a new home, one that was swept clean and bare, to make it easier to build their cities and factories. For some reason not specified in its programming, these unseen masters were more important than the creatures that settled in the treetops and swam in the glassy lakes. But for all of its searching in the database, RP5 could not discern that logic. It was when the grove of scuttlebats were destroyed that it found the baby. It was smaller than the other bats, covered in white silken fur, and barely able to hold its head up off the ground. With only a nanosecond for it to decide, RP5 lowered its photon pistol. RP5 began its work in the next lunar cycle. The other Reparators were plugged into the generator, but none of them had seen the power discharge alert. RP5 had made sure of that. By morning, the generator itself would be depleted, and the other bots would go on sleeping. With the baby bat tucked safely in his empty ammo compartment, RP5 trekked across the dark hills. The beacon was still there, in the same place it had been built when their ship arrived. The override code was difficult to parse, but not impossible. It took RP5 165 seconds, just 2 seconds less than it had expected. The beacon would continue to send success updates and quotas, but they would be random. The humans wouldn't find out anytime soon, if they ever did. The creature in RP5's compartment squirmed. RP5 opened the compartment lid, and the bat fluttered out. It flew in a wide arc in the night sky, scooping up a mouthful of buzzing moths. Then it hovered over the beacon, hovered over RP5, and focused its dark eyes on RP5's photoreceptors. And then it was gone. RP5 held up the portable power cell it had reappropriated from storage. There's just enough power to reach the next sector, recharge, and then find the next beacon. RP5 affixed the power cell to its back and began on its journey. There was plenty of time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe to see more videos like this, and be sure to check out all of the amazing entries in this year's Big Bot Bash.